All right, so for part two of the video, let's pick up where we left off on number 8. So here's a job where someone is actually named Jacob is installing computer chips at a piece rate of $1.75 each. So for each computer chip that Jacob makes, let's see if I can try to get a little bit better zoom wise. And Jacob's going to install 700 chips during this past biweekly pay period. How much did he earn for that pay period? So we have one biweekly pay period where he made 700 chips. So the math here is just simply 700 chips times $1.75 each. And that's basically going to come out to be 1,200 bucks, 12 or 1,225. Okay, don't forget your dollar sign as well. Easy to forget. So if you get paid $1.75 per chip and you made 700 of them, that's what you're going to get. Now let's say he worked 80 hours, okay? And given that amount of money, how much per hour did he earn? So basically what we're trying to say is, hey, take this dollar amount, divide it by 80 hours, and that'll give me his hourly rate. Right? Because if you earned $1,225 over that 8-hour period, that means your hourly rate effectively comes out to be $51.31. So 51.31, or sorry, $15.31. Okay. Maya works for Microsoft and we have all these hours. Okay. Or sorry, not all these hours. All these boxes that she gets to pack. She is paid 75 cents for each box that she packs Monday through Saturday. Okay. If she works on a Sunday, well, that's a little bit different. Now she gets paid $1.95 per box. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of box up Sunday and just remind myself, hey, for this one, she's getting paid 95 cents each. For all the other days, we're only going to get paid 75 cents. So for all of this, right, we're getting paid 75 cents, including Saturday. So now we just got to do the amount. What I would recommend doing is just going straight down. So 120 times, right, the 75 cents, 110 times the 75 cents, right? We're going to keep going all the way down just to make our math easier. And then this one, we're going to multiply by 95 cents. Okay, so if we do all the math there, then you're going to find that the total will be, let's just go one by one. So 120 times 0.75, that's going to be 90 bucks. 110 times 75, it's going to be $82.50. Right, so we're going to keep going one at a time, but please do show your work so that I can follow your math. Right, so I'm just going one line at a time, taking my time and multiplying each number by 75 cents. And then we're going to add them all up in a minute. So 65.25. And then finally, this one where she gets paid a little bit more, 95 cents times 162 is $153.90. Okay, so we got to that point. How much to share Monday through Saturday? So I'm going to add all of these up, obviously. Okay. And when you do that, you're going to get $431.25. And then for Sunday, we just saw the math there. That's going to come straight down. So she got $153.90. So then basically this is the total here. We're going to take the two numbers, add them up, and you will get $585.15. So that's pretty awesome, right? All right, so moving right along, we have Katie's earning 45 grand a year. If she is paid semi-monthly, how much does she earn per pay period? So remember, semi-monthly means that there's 12 months in a year times 2, right? So we're getting paid twice a month. That's going to be 24 pay periods or paychecks, basically. So what that means is if we want to find out how much is she getting per pay period, we're going to take the $45,000 and we're just going to divide it by the 24 pay periods. So her amount per pay period is going to be 45,000 divided by 24, which is 1,875 bucks. Okay. We keep moving along. Number 11. It says Jan sells real estate at 3% straight commission. So now we're dealing with percentages, right? Last week she sold a home for 275,000. What was her commission? So this is where that practice that we did, where we took the percentage times the dollar amount, is going to come into play. So what does that look like? So remember, step one is I'm going to take that 3%, right? And we're going to go ahead and convert it by dividing by 100. And that's going to be 0.03. And then step two, that's step one. Step two is going to be take that percentage and multiply it by her sale amount. And then that will give her a commission. And that's simply going to be 0.03 times 275,000, which is going to be, I'm sorry, I did that wrong in my calculator. 275,000. It's going to be 8,250. That's going to be her commission. All right. Now we're talking about Nick. He works 20 hours. He gets $9.50 an hour, $9.50 an hour. His sales for the company are 7,500. He receives 3% of all sales. How much did he earn? Okay. So again, we got a job where you get commission, and there's the keyword and, right? An hourly salary. Say that. That doesn't quite jive. That's my typo. He gets an hourly wage. My bad. Okay, so basically we need to calculate how much did he earn for the hours that he worked, and then how much in commissions did he get. So let's do the hourly wage. We're going to take 20 hours times, right? So that pay is going to be 20 hours times the $9.50 per hour. So 20 times 9.5 should give me 190 bucks. That's great. So this is what he gets paid just for working. And on top of that, if he does any sales, he'll get a commission. And that amount is going to be 3%. So we did the math earlier, right? So we know 3%, 3 divided by 100 is 0.03. So I'm going to go ahead and take that and multiply it by of all sales. So he sold $7,500. So his commissions is going to be 0.03 times 7,500. 0.03 times 7,500. And it's going to be 225 bucks. So his total is just going to, total pay is going to be the 225, right, from here, plus the 190 he earned per hour. And that'll be equal to, should be 415 if I'm not mistaken, but I'll check with my calculator. Yep, 415. All right, now comes the hard part. We got Tegan. Tegan's going to sell furniture. We have a graduated commission below us. This is normally the one people have a hard time with. His sales for 1 month totaled 12,650. Okay, I see that there. Show your work below, obviously, and then we want to know what the total commission was. The wording is really key here. So we have sales of the first $3,000, the next $4,000, and over 7,000. I've noticed that my lamp isn't working. I noticed that a lot of students struggle with this. So here's how I'm going to break it down. Imagine if I had 3 buckets of money. Okay, so let's do the bucket method. And imagine I was all this. So let's let this sales like be the total, right? That's how much he sold. We're going to go ahead and take that and we're going to pour it into these 3 cups. Cup number 1 is only going to hold up to $3,000. Cup number 2, so anything over $3,000 is going to spill over into this cup. And for this cup, we're going to take the next $4,000. So in other words, that's from anything over $3,000 all the way up to $7,000, right? Because 3,000 plus 4,000 is 7,000, right? So basically from 0 to 3,000, you're going to get paid 5%. From that first dollar beyond 3,000 all the way up to 7,000, right? Then you're going to get paid the 6% commission because it's the next $4,000. That's the range there. And then anything over $7,000, right? So $7,001 and up is going to be 7%. So again, if you, let's say you sold $10,000 of stuff, you're going to take the $10,000, fill up the bucket for 3,000, and then the spillover is another 4,000. That gets me up to 7,000. And then finally, anything over 7,001 and up is going to come into this bucket. All right, so anything that spills over is in that third bucket. Commissions wise, this gets 5%, this gets 6%, bucket number 3 gets 7%. And only this dollar amount, anything you sell over $7,000 is only getting that 7%. So you can't sit there and be like, oh, I sold $8,000 of stuff. If you sold $8,000 of stuff, only 1,000 of that is going to get the 7% commission. So let me break it down even further. So we have 12,650, right? So I know the first $3,000 is going to go into this bucket, right? So I'm just kind of drawing this out. The spillover is going to be the next $4,000. It's going to go into the second bucket. So far I have $7,000 of sales, right? That I've accounted for that I'm going to apply commissions to. Well, then that means the only spillover amount left here is the original 12,650 minus that $7,000 of bucket we've already filled in. So that leaves me, if you do the math, of 5,650. This will be applied the 7% commission right there, not to the other $7,000. So conceptually, that's been difficult for students to understand. It just takes practice. But there's a lot of companies that do have graduated commissions. So this might be you one day trying to figure out how much you're going to get paid. And you should definitely check so that you get paid the proper amount. So now for the actual math portion, right? That was all conceptualizing like what's happening here. I would go ahead and calculate the money for bucket number 1, which is $3,000 times the 5%. Bucket number 2, we're going to do that next $4,000 times the 6% commission. And finally, that last bucket, bucket number 3, is just going to be was that 5,650 right there times the 7%. And these will give me all the numbers. So this will be, should be $150 if I'm not mistaken. Yep, $150. This will be 240. And then this last one, 5650 times 0.07 is going to be $395.50. Add them all up, and you'll get $785.50. All right, a couple more just in terms of matching. We got salary, piecework, whatever. The more you sell, the higher your rate. Those are commissions. The higher your rate, those are not just they're commissions, but these are graduated commissions, just like the one we went over. So the more I sell, the higher my commission rate goes. Earnings before deductions. I kind of glossed over this, but we'll go over it. It's called gross income. I just mainly want you to know this in case on the test, if I said, hey, Jelly's gross income is $15,000. So you know that just means before taxes or before deductions. Income based on a year, no overtime, that's going to be your salary. Doesn't matter how much you get paid or how many hours you work, you're getting paid the same. Paid based on sales, those are purely commissions. Graduated commissions is where it goes up the more you sell. Okay, the rate, the percentage. Hourly pay when you work from home, when you work more than 40 hours a week, that is overtime pay. And the income based on number of items you finish, that's going to be the piecework, right? Think about pieces of art that you sell. And lastly, the amount you pay or you earn per hour. Those kinds of people are called hourly pay. So there you have it.